We are basically breaking through here. We're doing cutting edge stuff here, so we're going to have a few teething issues for sure. But can we hear Uganda? Uganda, talk to us. Can you hear us?
Yes, we hear you live and clear, and we're having a great time here.
Okay, what's going on over there?
So we've had a couple of performances. We've had musical performance. We've had 2 poetry shows. One which was cut on the way because we jumped back into the score, but I believe we shall be able to complete later on. We're looking forward to this segment and then the family fortunes and more performances thereafter.
Okay, should we just do a few introductions? So who have we got? We're just going to say hello to you guys from London. So let's just get some names and say hello to the people in Uganda.
Hello, I'm Margot.
Hi, I'm Agathe.
Hello, I'm Kani.
Hi, I'm Junyu.
I'm Teddy.
Hi, I'm Timna.
And I'm Mikey. Come and join in to join the session. We are going out live to Uganda. Let's get some names from people in Uganda.
Ooh, awesome. So we're going to have a few people mention who they are, I think, just around the table at least. Quickly, just your name and pass the mic to the next person.
I'm Linda.
Hello, I'm Hassan.
Hey, I'm Shaba. Hello, Isaac.
Hello, I'm Dorothy.
Hello, I'm Totem.
Okay, so we may not be able to go around the entire room because the Ugandan crowd is quite big.
Well, that's good.
Over to you, Mikey.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We're expecting a big crowd here. We're 2 hours behind you here, so and maybe a little bit more behind. We've got a new face over here, though.
Hi, I'm Ben.
Ben, welcome. So, I mean, I don't know. Tell us a bit more about what's going on. Tell us a little bit more about what's been happening in Uganda.
Generally today or for the entire program?
Both.
Well,
okay, awesome.
Yeah. Up to you.
All right, so I think there's been a lot of creative expression. There's been a sizable turn-up of participants for our closed event, especially even participants outside the cohort that has been running in the program. And it's really exciting seeing all these different people turn up and curious to know what Talkaoke is all about. So hopefully if there is another cohort, I'm certain that we're going to have even a bigger turn up because creatives do love to express themselves and they love to even create bigger networks. So we've seen artists express themselves, we've seen musicians express themselves, we've seen poets express themselves. And most importantly, also, we are seeing more openness towards conversations. And I'm certain that I'm speaking for everyone when I say that we have realized the power of collaboration and cultural exchange in utilizing creative expression for development.
Was that a bit too loud for you? That is great. That is really great. I mean, it's quite exciting because we have got a bunch of people here. We don't actually have a camera person yet for some reason. I don't know where everybody's gone. But it would be nice to have a camera person. But I mean, is there anything people in London you want to ask those in Uganda or vice versa?
I want to ask who is online. I don't know their names.
Okay, let's get some hellos from whoever's online and tell us where you're joining from as well. Online people, come on. You can do it. You can do it.
Hi, I'm Jess. I'm joining from Newquay in Cornwall.
Wow. And who else have we got?
Hi, I'm Jill. I'm joining from Kent.
Welcome. And anyone else online want to say hello?
Hello, I'm Pierre, and I'm joining from Brussels.
Amazing. And we've got another new face over here.
I'm Ian.
And where are you joining from?
I'm joining from here.
Which is...
What used to be Hoxton.
What's his used to
From
be
what
Hoxton?
used to be Hoxton,
It's
I
now
just had to travel through my childhood. I was born around the corner.
Okay.
And it's become Hollywood all of a sudden. I don't know what went on.
You feel like it's been Hollywoodized.
It has indeed.
Okay.
I've got a question to people in Kampala. I mean, do you get a sense that they're part of your city that kind of change? So, like, very much over the years? Like, this area has changed for Ian? It's a long question.
Is Kampala changing?
Thank you.
Maybe I can run the mic around for 1 or 2 views. Anyone wants to respond to that? Is Kampala changing? Is Kampala changing? Anyone wants to go for it?
Or maybe we can ask Totem about Gulu as well. Is Gulu changing? Hello?
Yeah. So Gulu is changing because it has got the status of a city now. We've just gotten the city status like this, I think last year. So it's changing. And then the cultural programs as well. It's growing. So I think, it's changing. Thank you.
Okay. We've got more people coming in over here. But at the moment we're talking about are the cities changing? You know, is London changing? Is Kampala changing? We've got someone from Gulu, which I should mention is in northern Uganda. So it's another town that's just become a city and got city status. But, you know, we're here. I think it's an amazing opportunity to connect with people from a different continent. Yeah, we can do that. Hello. So we've got a few more people. They're just, you know, slowly filtering in here. There's been a lot going on in Kampala already. We've had a lot of performances. We've had poetry. We've had all sorts of discussion. So there's a lot happened already in Kampala. We're just starting off here. I don't know. Where do we want to go with this conversation?
I've got a question. Does everybody know what Talkaoke is everywhere in the world? Maybe do, I don't know.
Okay.
Or what is Skillslab?
Yeah, okay. Okay. Does anyone not... Is this a first Talkaoke for anybody here? Okay. It's a first.
I don't know. I just know it's a talk and a question, answer question.
That's pretty much it. I mean, you pretty much got it. That's what we do. There's probably a little bit more to it, but I don't think you need to know that much more. The exciting thing is, we had COVID. That's not necessarily exciting, but it meant that we were forced to go online, which meant that we suddenly became international, which meant that we connected with people in Uganda, and they connected with us. So it's one upside, I think, of COVID and the pandemic. But, you know, we're here. It's an opportunity to connect with Uganda. But I feel like it's that awkward moment at the beginning of the party where we just don't want to look silly. And, you know, everyone's kind of like looking at their drinks and kind of, well, there aren't that many drinks. There is a bar. There is a bar. Everyone's just, but, you know, is there anything that we've got to say to each other? So that's my question, really. Have we got anything to say to each other between Uganda and London? Is it?
We should love each other more as possible. Love each other, connect with each other, respect each other, and love and grow with each other.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So a bit more love and respect. Is there? How is the love in Kampala? Maybe we can ask you that. What's going on with loving? What is the love-ometer reading at the moment in Kampala?
Anyone wants to respond to that? How is love in Kampala? Are you guys in love at all anyway?
Is there a lot of love, a little bit of love? Medium?
Totem still wants to share on...
See, we're hearing more about what's happening in Gulu. Come on, Kampala people. Totem.
Okay, let's have someone from Kampala. Is there love in Kampala? Good people.
Yes, there is love in Kampala.
Yay!
Yeah, apparently there is.
I mean, maybe we can ask this question, how do we grow the love? That might be an interesting question to ask. How do we actually grow the love? Can we learn from each other about how to grow the love? Also, online people, if you've got any thoughts about that, please raise a hand or just shout out, I think, at this point, because it's very quiet at the moment. You know, it's pretty quiet. So, what is there? Yeah, make some noise. We're gradually. Oops, what's happened here? Yeah.
I think a main comment, a very mundane comment from here, is that it's for us incredibly hot. We're in an air-conditioned room right now, but I think something that we've all possibly dealt with to get here is the heat. And I just wonder what the temperature's like in Uganda. And
Okay, what is the temperature here, first of all?
30 degrees. 30 degrees centigrade.
Okay. And what's the temperature in Uganda right now?
I'm not. What's the temperature, Ian? The temperature. 23 degrees.
There's a battery in the plinth.
Wow. Wow. So I guess
we're actually hotter.
Yeah, we're all struggling, I think, but.
So we're hotter than Kampala. Yay! Sorry, guys.
I think it's because it's past evening, so it's a little bit chilly. But under normal circumstances or during the day, I think it's higher than that.
I
right?
guess a question I'm interested in is how do you deal with the heat? I think we have a few days a year where we suddenly get really hot and then break. I personally spray myself with water or wear a wet top.
Right, okay.
I'm interested.
Is that a normal thing to do in London?
Everyone looks at me as if I'm mad, but you know what? They're hot and I'm not.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
From the Ugandan end, I don't know. How do you guys deal with the temperature? When it's hot and all?
I think our skins are quite strong ones. We are used.
Apparently, our skins are used.
So, can I?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So once when I once spent a summer in Seville, and they said to me, no, in Seville it's like 40 degrees in the summer. They said no foreigner can live more than a month in Seville, you know. But once, like you said, once I didn't have a clean T-shirt, so I had to wash my T-shirt in the morning before I went out, and I had a completely wet T-shirt. By the time I got to work, it was completely dry, and I was really cool. So that is a good tip.
Yeah. Okay. So go out wearing a wet T-shirt. So everyone's in agreement. Does anyone else do that here? No, I definitely don't. I mean, has anyone else got any other tips we can give to Kampala for handling the heat? They seem to. I mean, if it does get hot there at the moment, it's quite cool. So I don't know. Has anyone else come from a country that's a bit warmer than the UK around this table? Yeah, go on. Tell us what they do to deal with the heat in Jamaica.
Well, they have a lot more air conditioning than we do, obviously.
Yeah.
And all I can really say is they drink lots of water, lots of ice.
Ice, keep
have
the
lots
ice
of
flowing.
Things, keep the ice flowing. Yeah.
Okay.
They've got lovely aircon though in their cars.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, spot on for the heat. Yeah, definitely.
How common is aircon in Kampala? Do they have aircon there? Oh, we've got a point online from. We didn't get the name, but from Raheem.
Yeah. Thanks for your celebration and inviting us to participate. And you started with our brothers from Africa, because I remember Idi Amin used to be, I think it's from the, anything he left after when he disappeared. And what is the economy? How you compare your economy with Great Britain?
Okay.
Are you dependent on AIDS or something? How you see Uganda developing in the future?
Okay, so it's a little bit of a, but we're asking Kampala, what do you think? There's a reference to Idi Amin, the former ruler of Uganda? And what about the economy? So we're getting some bigger questions coming in here.
I've got a question about air conditioning
Yeah.
because obviously I'm a big fan, but also I'm just a bit worried about using it.
Big fan.
Yeah, exactly. I knew this was a gag, but what I want to say is like, but isn't air conditioning like really like ecologically disastrous? Isn't that like using up so much energy? Like, are we gonna evolve into having like more heat-proof skin?
Is it sustainable? I mean, people in Kampala, do you want to answer any of these questions?
I think we'll start with the one about Idi Amin. What do you guys feel about that reference when it's made? The reference about Idi Amin. There is a hand at the back. Turn it on.
This is the first time they've got the Talkaoke table up and running, I should say, in Kampala. This is a brand new Talkaoke table.
No, it's just a technical problem.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. We will come back to you.
It's a technical problem with the mic.
Yes, Mikey, someone is responding to the first question about what he feels about the Idi Amin reference.
Go on.
Yeah, Idi Amin dada Subuhana wa ta'ala wa tarvite likopa di sora come petrus pecado was the baddest standard, was the president.
And what do you feel when the reference is made?
About Idi Amin?
Yeah.
He had a positive side and he had a negative side. But most, as well as we say, most of all, he had the positive side. Though people take it like we all talk about the negative side.
Yeah.
But Idi Amin Dada did well for UG, for Uganda. So
he represented Uganda.
He's also getting it.
Mikey, there goes your answer to the Idi Amin question.
Well, can we go a bit further and ask what were the positives that Idi Amin brought?
All right. I don't remember the other two questions. Maybe you can remind me so someone can go for them. There was the question about air conditioning. Do you guys have air conditioners?
I mean, we're still on Idi Amin, and because your man at the back said he brought some positives to Uganda, but we didn't hear what they were. So I'd like to hear that. But the other question was about aircon and the aircon economy as well.
So Isaac wants to go for it on the positives of Idi Amin.
Yeah.
So, I think for the positive side of Idi Amin, we all remember the incidents that happened at our international airport, where there were Israelis that were, is it abducted or they were? But Idi Amin managed to intervene. He managed to get the hostages food, and I think that is one thing that really indicates he was a very good leader. And number two, I think I will say something to do with the fact that currently we have leaders, presidents, I won't mention names, but they are corrupt, I would say. And what happens is they would steal the money and go and invest in other countries. Something I don't think Idi Amin did. Thank you.
All right, over to you, Mikey.
And we've got a question. Majida, did you want to say your question?
I was actually going to talk about the. It seems more important than the heat, actually. So
what were you going to talk about?
No, I was going to just say, like in Middle Eastern countries, what they do is when it's really hot. They don't come out so the work and everything starts like after 3-4 o'clock.
Okay.
And it gets busier. So like in Saudi Arabia, for example, so they say New York is a city that never sleeps, and in Saudi Arabia, is a city that never sleeps as well, because they wait for the sun to
Right.
drop a bit for
Yeah.
it to get lively.
Okay, so everything, more lively evenings. Hopefully we'll have a lively evening today. There was a point as well from Ian. I'm actually going to, while you make the point, I'm just going to switch over because we're going to welcome our first participant in the Skills Lab, Lucy, that's going to take over the hosting. I'm going to go home now, I think, at this point. But let's welcome Lucy and, but Ian, do you want to say your point at the same time?
Yeah, my point is that this is a great opportunity for me. I'm very, very London-centric in a very small country in a very small part of the world. And it's a great opportunity to me to talk to people that I would never have the opportunity to talk to before. Going to the Idi Amin thing, I've been spoon-fed by the media for so long now that I don't know the difference between right and wrong. And I know the thing about Idi Amin is that he's always painted as some kind of crazy guy, some kind of thinking himself the last king of Scotland. There's an Israeli, we call it an Israeli film that shows the raid on Entebbe as some kind of patriotic victory, and I think that's where a lot of people in this country get their reference points from. So I'm really interested to see how people that actually lived in the time and in the country saw him, and how it differs from how we see. And that goes through a lot of subjects, because I'm looking to learn a lot of things tonight from you lot and from everybody around the table. If only the different thought patterns we have, and see what we have in common. And I find that very interesting, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity to talk to you all.
Amazing, thank you. So that was Ian. We're going to do names again, but I think that's kind of summarised what Skills Lab has been about. I think it's about exchange of understandings and ways of thinking, ideas, and how we can grow and understand how each other work. And I think that's kind of summarised really nicely why we're all here today. So I'm Lucy, I'm in the centre, I'm not Mikey, but I will be doing a similar thing that he has been doing. And we're going to go around, and we always start Talkaoke with names. Now I can see there's quite a few people in here, and I think we'll want to do names. I can't see on the screen too well the Kampala setup, but I don't know if we want to now set everything off and start to do names. So this is Talkaoke, the talk show where you guys are the stars and get to dictate the direction that we take it in. So let's go round. Names.
Hi, my name's Majida.
Hello, Majida.
I'm Ian.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, I'm Agat.
Agat?
Agat.
Hi, Agat.
I am Dele, poet writer. Thank you.
What's your name, sorry?
Dele.
Dele?
Poet writer.
Hello, Dele, poet writer.
Hello, I'm McKinney.
Hello, McKinney.
Junyu.
Ju.
Okay, yeah.
How do you spell that?
Junyu. Junyu.
Jules.
Junyu. Yeah.
Great, thank you. I'm so sorry to butcher your name like that.
Hi, I'm Natalie.
Natalie, hello.
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
I'm Timna.
Timna.
Ben.
Ben.
Dave.
Dave.
Rod.
Rod. Okay, we've got also people around the back. Just give us a wave. Give us a wave around the back. And you are active participants as well, but you're just a bit too further from the mic, but we can pass the mic to you if needed. How about in Kampala? Would you do some intros?
Right, so we had a round of intros before. We can do that again if it's necessary. Yeah, maybe just a couple of people around the table.
Maybe
as fast as you can.
Hello, I'm Wade.
Hello.
Oh. Hello, I'm Dorothy.
Hello.
Hi everyone, I'm Isaac.
Hello.
Hello everyone, I'm Shaba.
Hello.
Yeah, man.
Hello, I'm Hassan.
Hello.
Yes, hello. I'm Tote.
Hello, I'm Ian Wawire.
I'm Laura.
Hello, hello.
Hey, I'm Henry. We still have a couple of people at the back, but this is our first prototype of the Talkaoke table, so
Amazing.
setup is not all the best. There are quite a
It's
number of
amazing.
streams going around.
It's great. And so I guess now back onto the topic. So as a summary, we're doing introductions to Skillslab here. It's a collaboration that's been going on for five, six, long time. We feel like we've known each other now forever. A collaboration between a group of artists here in the UK and a group of artists in Uganda. So we were talking about air conditioning. We were talking about Idi Amin. We were talking about differences in how we understand and process things. What are similarities and differences? Anybody got any questions, any thoughts on what we've covered so far? Anything that they wanted to add? Yes.
Stay in the shade when it's sunny in Africa. Stay in the shade under the trees, any hidden places that will carry you from the sun rays.
Fabulous. So that's another one on staying when it's hot, stay inside, stay where it's cool. Any other techniques and tips for staying cool?
I think people in London enjoy the sunshine.
So people in London enjoy the sunshine. So in fact, don't stay inside when it's hot.
Yeah, because there's not too much sunshine.
Great. Oh, yeah.
I've got a question for Kampala.
Yeah.
I was wondering if black and darker skinned people over there wear sunscreen, because over here I feel like part of the culture is, we don't need it, but I beg to differ. You are not stronger than the sun. The sun will burn you. I have been burnt.
Amazing. Right. Okay, good question. Kampala, do you wear sunscreen?
Interesting question. Do you guys use sunscreen? I haven't. Have you guys? Seems it's a foreign concept. Maybe Ian here does.
Okay, so I don't think we need to wear sunscreen because our skins are really adaptable. So it's not really something our melanin is popping, so we don't need sunscreen. We are used to the condition here, and it's our world.
Right. So, okay, so no sunscreen. Is that as a show of hands in Kampala? Anyone who wears sunscreen then? It sounds like they might be in the minority.
Lucy, we have another take here in Kampala.
Another take.
Yep, obviously I need to wear sunscreen. So I actually don't wear it on a day-to-day basis. I rarely wear it because I'm not really in the sun. And I find that when I'm walking in the sun or when I'm just traveling around, I don't really, I don't get burned. Sometimes I do, but it's normally if I'm like out in it for a long time, then I'll put some on.
Okay. So if you're not even, only if you're around in the sun for a long time do you think about wearing sunscreen. But interesting, you mentioned, sorry, remind me your name. Natalie's mentioned that you have got sunburn.
Yeah, I was going to say, I suppose the way you grow up is a factor in it. I think having been born and grown up in this country, even though I have got a lot of melanin, I'm not used to really, really hot sun. So it was when I was in holiday in Greece that I ended up getting sunburn. And I was in the pool every day, and I think you burn faster in a pool. So, yeah. Makes sense that growing up there, you might not need to wear it.
Okay, so maybe it's context dependent how long you've spent in areas with a lot of sun, or if you're in areas of bodies of water that increase the sun's rays. Elam had some thoughts?
But is sunscreen meant to actually protect you from getting sunburn? Wouldn't you get sunburn if you spend too much time in the sun anyway? Because I've got sunburn when I sat in the sun. I'm not using sunscreen, but I just think I don't know. Isn't sunscreen meant to protect you from getting cancer rather than burning? I don't know. I think this sunscreen thing it might be a bit of a marketing, ploy.
Interesting. What is sunscreen? And what is the purpose of it? If we get burnt but we don't use sunscreen, will you get skin cancer? If you use sunscreen, you won't. You will. Any thoughts? I think that you did have a hand up in a second.
Kind of like answered it. I think it's people like, for example, in Bangladesh, our parents' ancestors grew up there, lived there. They never got sunburnt. and they used to be working in the sun and etc. So I guess it goes back to our body because we're used to hot and cold, and then and then suddenly our body has a shock when the sun comes out. So
Was
that could be that.
skin cancer a thing?
Well, back then I don't think so. They had perfect health apparently. So yeah.
Perfect health, nothing absolutely ever wrong, ever. Fabulous, there was a hand up over here.
There used to be a joke. You play on your friends if they fall asleep in the sun. You put sunscreen on them in a smiley face or a even more rude pattern, and then they wake up and they've got skin burn everywhere except for where the sunscreen is. So I think it stops you from burning.
Amazing, thank you. So stops you from burning, but ultimately if we burn, do we get cancer, or we burn with sunscreen on? Sunscreen.
There is a question from the Ugandan group, a little bit outside sunscreen, but also I think quite interesting. Yeah, you can.
Hello, I'm Shaba. Here it's too much of a culture. I don't know if it's also another thing around Africa. We do more of culture music. We really embrace the culture sounds. I don't know what's there. What's up? What's your cultural sounds look like or sound like?
Right, so this is a new line of question then. So what do our cultural sounds look like? Was that the question?
Yes, please.
Yes, amazing. And I'm also aware we've got a hand up from, is it Pali online? So maybe we'll answer the cultural sounds question, and Pali will come to you unless it was on the sunscreen topic. If it was on the sunscreen topic, would you like to input now, and then we'll go to the cultural sounds, and if not, we'll come to you. Okay, I'm going to guess it's a new one. So, cultural sounds, what does our culture sound like? What is a sound that represents a culture?
Language definitely represents culture for me, but coming back to the question, I guess you asked for the UK. I'm not from the UK, I'm from Austria, but for me a UK sound is Adele or Ed Sheeran, so I would be really interested in people who might have grown up here in the UK, what they think about who is, so
UK sound. So that's a UK sound, but an Austrian sound to you then?
So Austrian sound, there's one which I really don't like, which is called Andreas Gabalier, because it's like really folky, but their really typical Austrian music is also related to classical music, so Mozart, which I also like a lot. Yeah.
Great, fabulous, thank you, Timna. So we've got music as a type of sound that represents that culture. I feel like you came forward to the table. Can I ask your name?
Ben. Hey.
Ben, hi Ben.
Ben, hey, nice to meet you. Hey.
Take the mic. What's your understanding of?
I don't know, it's because there's so much culture here in the UK and so many people are living together. It's like a huge melting pot. It's really difficult to give you an answer. I'm not originally not from the UK, but I'm from Hungary actually. So yeah, the sound can be everything here, and but I know something that the UK music industry is very proud of. Which is really a British sound. It's like genre. It's drum and bass and jungle. So that's part of the rave culture. If I don't know if
what does drum and bass and jungle sound like?
When you have hip hop music and double up the tempo.
Okay. So
basically
faster,
music. Yeah.
Okay, and that's hip hop. That's jungle or
drum and bass.
Drum
I
and
think
bass.
that's what belongs to UK, definitely.
Belongs to UK. Kampala, do you have drum and bass? Do you have jungle? Do you know? Do you have that? Oh, hello from the people online. Hello. So we've been talking about. I'm going to do a roundup. We've been talking about air conditioning. We've been talking about. My mind's gone completely blank. We've been talking about sunscreen, heat. Pali coming in. Pali, if you've got anything to say to that?
Oh yeah, sorry. I was trying to speak. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Yeah.
I was trying to speak earlier, but I had a problem with my phone. I'm actually on my mobile phone because I'm not in London at the moment, but I'm from London. It was actually on the sunscreen topic where when you were asking, is it necessary to wear it or not? So my 2 cents on that is I would say yes, because when I was younger, I'm olive skinned because I'm of mixed heritage. So I have Indian heritage and European, which is further back. But I kind of thought of myself being olive skinned. I don't need to wear it. And I've burnt a couple of times when I've been in very hot sun because I would just wear very low SPF bronzing oil, like SPF 2, SPF 4. And I actually have a sunspot now. My doctor said it could. I do kind of monitor it at the moment. It's okay. But because of that sunspot, with the possibility of it becoming cancerous, I'm not allowed to go on sunbeds anymore. So I would say better to be safe than sorry because I wasn't very safe when I was younger.
Right, so now there is now not wearing sunscreen or wearing sunscreen factor 1, factor 2.
Well, yeah, factor, like kind of bronzing oil that has a very low SPF, like SPF 2 or SPF 4.
Can give you
in a hot country. I don't think that's when you're. I mean, I'm from England. I was born here, but I mean, when I go abroad in a hot country, I don't think that would protect you if you're olive skinned. For example, I think even if you're olive skinned, you do need to wear SPF.
Interesting. So not wearing. Yeah, thank you so much,
Pali, yeah.
Pali, thank you, Pali. And so we've got some hands up here. Not sure if it's on Jungle. I'm going to say Airbnb, but that's not what you said. Jungle and drum and bass. Great. Jungle and drum and bass. What type of music? What sound is what culture? Fabulous. Timna.
I was wondering if maybe sunscreen, as it's such a huge topic on this table in London and not in Uganda, maybe wearing sunscreen is a really British thing. Like, I'm asking this.
Incredibly. Is it very British, Ellen?
What was the question before about music? Was it about
what is our, Kampala? What is...
A British sound, okay.
What is the sound of our culture?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting because I was doing this Talkaoke in Blackburn a couple of weeks ago, and it turns out that what kind of music was it that they were saying used to be big back in the 90s, where people used to rent out like green spaces and party? What was it? Acid house. So I don't know. Maybe acid house is a really British thing.
What is acid house to a passerby? What is acid house?
Yeah. That's
it hydrogen chloride?
I mean, I wasn't around in that time, but when I've watched the documentaries, it's all like fluorescent colours. It's sort of house music, but sped up. But I don't know. Maybe somebody that was there at the time can tell me.
Sorry, I've got a bit of an interest in electronic music.
Amazing. What's your name? Sorry.
Charles.
Hello, Charles. Welcome
so acid house. Originated late 80s into the early 90s, and it's defined by these acid squelch sound that comes from originally the Roland 303, the wow, 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 wow type sound, and that's what makes acid house. And that was a massive explosion that happened in the late 80s to early 90s. And then we're talking about drum and bass, and drum and bass just sort of happened around them, but much earlier, and it's based upon what's a funk loop called the Amen break, but speeded up really fast, like 140 BPM plus. So the whole genre of drum and bass is based upon that sort of loop, which is, can I give an example? That sort of thing, right? Very fast. But it's also sampled like in hip hop, but it's much faster. So that's what it's based upon. And it is a very British thing, but also Jungle's got a lot of ragga West Indian influences as well. So a lot of all these electronic music styles came together, and there's a lot of influences from America. A lot of that was brought over, and the UK adopted it. Some from West Indies and West Indies, Caribbean. Some influences from Europe, Northern Europe. So there's loads of these genres that emerged during the 90s. And then, so what's a really British thing? So you went on. If we go on the lineage, so we're going on through. You started off sort of 80s, going in. It'd be like UK garage coming on into the later 90s, which was again influenced by that again. Mm-hmm. And then other sort of, and that's got the urban theme to it. On what other sort of directions we got? Obviously, then that emerged into like grime sort of stuff, which is a very London-centric sound.
Grime.
And that's like a UK interpretation of.
So what is grime? So we're getting
very much hip-hop,
Kampala. We're getting a rundown of a timeline of what has happened to UK electronic music.
Yes,
so, have we got any questions so far on the timeline?
Not really a question per se, but just something for us to have in mind because it's a 7:45 in Kampala. It's been dark for almost 2 hours, and I think we would be mindful from our end to wrap up also when it's not too late, so we can already jump into the performances from this side. Now that we are even talking about music genres, and maybe just to say something small about hip hop, we don't have drum and Airbnb. But we do have a version of hip hop, I suppose, Luga Flow. Maybe let me get it from an expert view here on the kind of music that we have. Perhaps we'll even have a sample of what it sounds like.
Amazing. So I think we're getting a sample of what.
Yeah. Can I go on?
Yes, please.
All right. Sounds good. So when we talk about the drumming and the music and the cultural aspect of expressions, these are things that, we did way even back before the 90s. So we're talking about cultures that have been existing way before that were just modernized in the context of expression in the Bronx in the early 70s. So hip hop in Uganda is expressed in a more traditional way, where first of all, Uganda consists of over 50 something different cultures, meaning different expressions, different languages, different clothings and foods, and all of that, which are all tied into the way we express ourselves. And without the brother, talked about the indigenous way, the drums and fusion of the traditional and urban, sounds, information of what the modern, sound looks like. Uganda is blessed to be to have a different expression as far as hip hop music. Let's not talk about the culture since we just on. So we're just on the music, side only. So the music side of Uganda, if you hear the sound itself, is driven from the different contexts that we all come from and the different indigenous cultures that we come from. That's why you'll hear, things like Luga flow, Luso flow, like these are just one adding on their different lingua onto the flow, where a Muganda will say, the Luganda flow is actually not Luga flow, because Luga means languages in Swahili. It's in Swahili, it means languages. So different languages wrapped up together are what form the indigenous way of expression of hip hop in Uganda. But we have so many cultures which transform into different ways on how we express ourselves. So that is just a sneak peek because of time when we talk about hip hop, in Uganda.
It sounds like it goes very deep. It sounds like it goes very deep indeed. Oh, are you saying that you're ready to have some performances over there? Because let's see if we can move to the next level and see if we can beam these performances over to London. If you guys are ready, can you do it?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we are ready for that.
We also, I think I wanted to also, Timna is doing a dance performance on the basis of the word up here on the pad. So please consider. So a performance on languages is currently Timna's performance.
Ellen, can you just move to the left or the right a little? Hey.
Fusion. '90s. So this is a performance on the basis of the things that we have just discussed now in Talkaoke. Acid house. Thank you, Timna.
So come on, Kampala, let's see what you've got.
Are you ready for Team Kampala?
Yes.
We have Totem lined up to perform next. Ready? Or we'll have Isaac and the team.
So Tumblr Arts is a community-based organization, and we're based in Entebbe. We got our NGO certificate last year. That was in October. And what Tumblr Arts is doing is we are bringing easy accessibility and value to the art, both visual and music. And today I'm with two people. Shaba, maybe I'll let you say something.
Yeah, man, I'm Shaba. Besides music, I do fitness. Yeah. So music and fitness is my thing. Yeah. So dancehall thing is a thing that we roll. Maybe to make a tap up in your body when you got a smile for the body. Yeah, man. Let us do this. We do this.
We only have one microphone.
We have one microphone. I think we go loud.
Okay, so before we start, there is one thing that I want to stress mainly about people that are running organizations that are on donation basis. I think this is something that we need to check or look into more. I would give an example. Let me give a very clear example. Let's say I would use Laura. Let's say Laura comes to Uganda. She's our visual artist director. Let's say she comes to Uganda and she cites a problem of mosquito nets. We have a problem of mosquito nets, but we have Shaba who graduated from the university, and Shaba has also cited the same problem. There is a problem of mosquitoes that are causing malaria. Shaba starts a business. Shaba employs maybe 10 people. Now, this being Uganda, we know that the 10 people that Shaba has employed have people that depend on them. So let's say each of the 10 people has 2 people that depends on them. And we have Laura here coming to Uganda. She cites the same problems, and she will go to her country, ask for funding or ask for donations, and she'll come back to Uganda. She will give mosquito nets. Now, it is a very good cause, but she's killing Shaba's business, the 10 people that were employed and the people that the 10 people were supporting. So it's something we need to check into. Thank you. And I hope you guys enjoy the performance. This is the first time we're doing our own music. Thank you.
Chintu nenakato, gwe. Chintu nenakato. Sound it. Katuakona, vende katonkona. Skube dola. Tukatuakona, zende katonkona. Skube dola, when you come around. When you come around, tukatuakona, zende katonkona. Skube dola, when you come around. When you come around. Ebijanjalo ebyo n'ebirungu ebyo nze bindi ku bongo. When you say this time, yeah man, the way you turn around, the way you go down low, you make me go for low, you make me sing low like a Abayo, all I want you to know, Pokaba, Nangin Kaba, Nakato nawe. Tukatuakona, zende katonkona. Skube dola. Tukatuakona, zende katonkona. Skube dola. When you come around. When you come around. Yeah man. So flip that your body, girl. You are the killer, don't sleep. Every time you are the boy, them see ya. Anytime I see that smile from the villa, you a keeper, a preacher, a creature, an African diva. The way you turn around, the way you go down low, you make me go follow, you make me see low like a go girl in the ghetto. Flip that your body, girl. You are the killer, don't sleep. Every time you are the boy, them see ya. Anytime I see that smile from the villa, you a keeper, a preacher, a creature, an African diva. Sound it. Again. Ndekato wakona, ndekato wakona. Chikube dola. When you come around. When you come around. What's together? Woo! Okay. Let's take it.
How do you feel, UK people? Lucy, how do you feel about the performance?
So everybody got a bigger heart, me I feel lovey. If you got a bigger heart, then you feel lovey. Sound it, and I say it's a timeline. Tio kwagala nga goyagala tomulimu mmemme. Tio banga enkube yetonya mudungu. Banango kwagala. Naye okwagala. Okwagala nga goyagala tomulimu mmemme. tiyobanga enkube yetonya mu ddungu banango kwagala naye okwagala Should I take you far away, farther than to the train? Yeah. Should I take you high away, highest cliff up a plane? Yeah. You can call me papi, call you mommy every time when you got to call me. Yeah. I need you by my side, I need you every time I need you, you neck around me. Anyway, mala ye yagamba, tomuli mumeme, tiyobanga enkube yetonya mu ddungu. Banango kwagala naye okwagala
Thank you very much. Lucy. We appreciate. Thank you.
Oh, that was amazing from Tambula Arts. Lucy, if you can hear us here from Uganda, please say something.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Lucy?
Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
The volume is still low.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear
Okay,
me?
I think we'll have
Can you hear me now?
one other performance. Let's give it up for Orikiriza. Ooh.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello, everyone. My name is Dorothy. I'm a musician. Yeah, I love music. So we are going to present together.
Thank you so much. My name is Totem. Yeah. So we're going to perform me and Dorothy. She's going to do some chorus. Then I'll do a bit of rap. Thank you.
Okay. You're the future generation. The future generation. You gotta be anything. Gotta be anything. You're the future generation. Future generation. You gotta be anything. You gotta be anything.
Cha when you pay kitaneno kere jami tama piane polkar no gichalo jami gure ento antira kana nero no pepe chiwe aberpin achoya rem chinaki so achoya rem chinaki luera tena tir pingo dano poro ding it kom jami manen mano tikati me malit lurema wacha kwe chinya and han pira kana no dia piana tigi mission makai lora daja pari ila chia. Yeah, what kind of life is this? Mother saw from the grassroots living away like my big friend Steve, who used to run away to do path and spits, but little did he know he was killing his dreams. Cause sad for this day on Xmas Eve when we went to hang out and Steve fell ill. I felt his guilt, I felt the remorse going in his head for the life he had chose, and drug was the cause, so we need bylaws. Cause this is the light list known by all. So let's say no to drugs. So let's say no, yeah, yo.
Future generation.
You're the future generation. You can be anything. You can be anything. Cause the future generation. The future generation. You can be anything. You can be anything. Yeah, hey yo Akima, remember that I know the worth of all of us who share the earth, so it doesn't matter who you are. Let's educate the girl child far upon the fake common norms, a little myth. Cause every morning when I wake up, looking through my window, I see a lot of little girls locked up indoors. Yeah, cause today she's talked to, tomorrow miscarded, today she's wanted, tomorrow neglected. Yeah, with the future generation. Thank you very much.
Big applauses here if you can hear, if you can't hear.
Another song.
Amazing.
Let me know if you hear me. Lucy, let me know if you hear me.
Yes, can you hear us? Can you hear us? We can hear
Yeah,
you.
but the sound is still quite.
I'm trying to.
Awesome. Do you hear me? Cool. So we just had 2 performances from Tambula Arts. Ooh. And then we had Dorothy and Totem. And we are coming to the tail end of our Ugandan event. It's been an eventful evening, interesting conversations, networking, performances like promised, and of course participants sharing their experiences.
Amazing. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, fabulous. Great. Well, there was huge rounds of applause after every performance here, which I don't think possibly fed through. Can we do one more last? Amazing. This is loud. It's loud. Thank you so much, everyone. So I think it's over onto our... Ooh, noise coming in. There's something... we're onto our UK performances now. I have lost my little bit of paper where I wrote down what the order was for everything. So I'm sure someone else does know who is around me.
We hope so. It's definitely not me, though. But it is Margot. Let's give Margot a big round of applause also for trying to make sense of all of this.
No, I can make perfect sense. And I was also going on Instagram Live. I don't know if any of you people are on Instagram. We are, you were. So there you go. So if this is the end of the live performances from the team in Kampala, and by the way, thanks for that, awesome. Rick, I'm going to talk to you on the mic. Rick is in the gods. Give Rick and Laura a round of applause because they're doing the tech and Laura's doing visualizations. So how about that? Rick, I think whenever you're ready, maybe we could go to a video, which is Lucy and Hassan. But in the meantime, whilst you're getting ready, we're just going to have a general chit-chat. People who just came in, come on closer. This is Talkaoke. It is a pop-up talk show. It is a bit like whoever's in the room, they dictate the chat, like Lucy said earlier.
These orange seats are the key seats. So come in closer.
And you're going to swap out if you've been sitting here for a while.
Closer. Let me whisper in your ear. Okay, amazing. Hello, everyone. Oh, yeah.
I have a question. I know, Lucy, you are kind of in the middle and you're not supposed to say anything, but also we've got Hassan in Uganda, in Kampala. Is there anything that we need to know before we watch this video and listen to the track? What is the context here?
Great question, Margot. Couldn't have written it better myself. What's the context for the video? Tell us how was it made? Why was it made? Who thought about making it?
Hassan and Lucy, anyone?
Oh, was it ours?
Yeah.
Oh! Great. Okay, Hassan, are you there? So, as you may or may not know, Skillslab is the celebration that we're having this evening. This evening. And so we've been collaborating over across 4, 5, 6 forever months. And so lots of different organic, natural collaborations came out of it, and that's what we're displaying this evening. And so Hassan and I collaborated. Hassan, are you there? Hassan, give us a wave.
Maybe we need to make him bigger.
Maybe we can watch the video.
Yeah.
We'll just watch the video. This was, let's just take a watch. There's no title. It's a...
Okay, let me just hang on. I need to hit the button. There we go. And I need to turn
great.
the volume as well. Rick, are you ready with the video? Yeah.
I think one thing about Talkaoke is it is a bit like that. Always.
Hassan's there.
Hey, Hassan.
Amazing.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
So I guess we'll just... Oh, hi.
You want to say a few words about the video, or we just play it and chat about it after? Maybe we play it and chat after. Okay. So people, you can also see the video behind you here in London. Slightly bigger screen.
Lucy in the beginning. And
1 sec, Hassan.
Hang on, we can't hear you. Wait a second. We have a technical issue. We've got people working tirelessly behind the scenes to like stick something in something else and pull something else out. Okay, great. Go on, Hassan. Sorry, what did you say?
I think I'll talk after the video has been played.
Yeah. Great.
All right, take it away.
Agree. It's over there, everyone, if you wanted to look. Or there. Too.
Go, Rick.
That's that.
The end.
I would say that's a work in progress. You've seen a...
The whole event is a work in progress, but I do wonder, like, what are people's first impressions? We're expecting to see this, and also we do have other Skillslab people kind of scattered around, like crumbs around this space. They are here somewhere, but you don't know who they are necessarily. But yeah, what are the people's kind of like impressions on both sides?
Great, we've got Timna here. Impressions.
I was super impressed by, I think these were buses, the white buses, and I guess it was in Kampala. And I think the next frame I saw was Chinatown, and I guess it was in London, because I was like, oh wow, they also have Chinatown in Kampala. But yeah, then I understood, okay, it's London. So yeah, where was that in Kampala is my question to Uganda, actually, the white buses. Is that the bus station, or?
Hassan.
I think Hassan can respond to that, but also I would love us to have an angle of what the other participants from Uganda feel about this video. Does it represent the Uganda, Kampala they know? So maybe we can have that, or rather we can have Hassan first and then the second bit from someone else to share on if this really represents the Uganda they know. Would be quite interesting to hear that.
Yeah, so in the making of this video, me and Lucy, we decided to collaborate and to record what our normal day looks like, because those days I was going to shoot in the slum areas. We're doing there some outreaches. So basically that's that was my day that day. And of course, like, you guys have another perspective, but that's what I saw that day. And don't argue with me.
Interesting. I think that's put context to the video.
Yeah. Maybe we talk about how we made it, and then we can bring other people in. I think maybe that's a good way to go. For 2 minutes. We've got 2 minutes. Great. So I think, it was a collab, and I think Hassan's exactly right. It was just kind of things that we thought we'd like to highlight, and I think we shared them, and then we were like, oh, that's really interesting. That's what our place looks like, where we'd go get food. That's what it would look like. I went through central London, which I don't think is necessarily representative of even where I live, but it is my commute to work. So I don't go to China. I don't think I've been to Chinatown since I've lived in London, but I commute past it. And so it was just sharing. I was really keen. My personal interest is in animals, and I think the animals were slightly different as a bit of an interlude in between. But yeah, I think I'm just echoing what Hassan said, really. But yeah, how did everyone find that, and was that represented? Did anyone recognise and represent anything over in Kampala? Oh, I think Kampala might be.
Thank you very much. I think it expresses the images of two worlds, two separate worlds, the worlds in Europe and the worlds in Africa. And it's so good to fuse all those worlds together to create a particular straight, impressive and impactful celebration of lives in two worlds.
Thank you very much. Do Kampala have any
thoughts from Kampala about the video? But while we're at it, we are honored to have Baba Luku also come through for the Talkaoke close event. He's been a very amazing mentor to the participants. And a round of applause for Baba Luku. And maybe he can say something quickly before we get Isaac's view on the video.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Oh, say something about this lovely program, yeah? We're happy to be in Kampala, Uganda, and definitely was blessed to be part of the mentors, and work with the individuals, in conversations and in real life connections. The program itself, from its commencement, I knew it was a very authentic, unique way of interaction and bringing people together to evolve their ideas and thought processes on how they can be in conversation, tell their stories, and at the same time be able to create new ways of relationships and sharing information that could advance, whatever they're doing in their communities. So me being a part of it, it was a huge blessing. I met some good people. Of course, we continue to know that the continuity is from what's been sparked. So I'm great to have established some beautiful relationships with the mentees that were in the program, and we're still working together. We're creating, we're building. So it's a tribe, it's a family, it's a vibe. If you love conversation that are meaningful, this was one way to really get into something. And I know that in a country like Uganda, we don't have a lot of people that honor meaningful conversations. So any program that honors that level of consciousness, I think this is what Talkaoke Skillslab is doing. And thank you all for having us. You know, thank you for being a part of what we're doing in Uganda.
Hello. Oh yeah, and I would just say we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the British Council Uganda and just the British Council. So thank you very much. And the KQ Hub in Kampala, thank you for just being amazing partners on this.
And while we're doing thank yous, thank you for the people speak.
Oh God, it's so early still. Thank you. All right.
All right, so Lucy.
I think maybe now is the time for the next video because very soon we've got an interactive game, so it's going to be a little less static for some of you, or all of you. It's up to you. Okay. Yes.
I'll go maybe in just a minute, just one perspective on the video from Uganda in a minute or half a minute.
Great.
I really loved the video. I love Hassan's perspective because it kind of like reminds me of like home, you know, and I kind of like appreciate the fact that he was in the ghetto that day when he was taking the video. It's amazing. But on the side of the UK, I saw the apple that was down and I was like, oh my God, these people are too privileged. Yeah, thank you.
Interesting observation from Isaac. Over to you, Lucy and Margot.
Oh, can I respond to the comment and then we'll move on? Does anyone else want to respond to that comment? Do you walk past fruit and vegetable ever? Any like food that falls on the floor? Do you see it often? Food waste. Any thoughts? Do you know about food waste that goes on in the UK? I think that was a slight tip and comment that I was trying to make. I was just going through Soho and a really nice looking Pink Lady, which is a type of apple brand that we have here, was just on the floor and people were walking past it, and I just when you're like going, I was thinking about what type of things I wanted to document and record, and I just think, and Hassan and I have had conversations, and I was like, I really wanted to pull on, I think we live quite a decadent and privileged life, but then Hassan was like, what is privilege, when I mentioned that, and we had a huge, really good discussion. I think stuff that we were also thinking about looking at was kind of human behaviour, and I also was keen to get the sex shops in, because although we are decadent and have like a very free life on how we spend our money and what we do with all our food waste, I think we are also sexually quite free as well. And Hassan can come in, but thought it was interesting to just see people walking past a sex shop and as if it was nothing. And Hassan, you said what that might be like if it was in Uganda, how people would respond.
Yeah, we were having a talk about that, and I told Lucy that there is no such a thing like having an adult sex store here. If if it happened, it would be like it would collect a lot of people to come and see. You know, like people would just go, maybe even on the street to see what's happening. You know, like it would. There are some things that are described as the end of the world here. If something happens, we'll be like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. Yeah, so it's kind of like that.
Yeah, I think also it was interesting, there were lots of pride flags, and we had a conversation about what pride was. It's just been Pride and the Jubilee, which is a celebration of our Queen being on the throne for 70 years. So it was just interesting to reflect in those. There are nuances in all the videos, but I think we may not have time to go into them, but feel free to talk to Hassan if you're in Kampala, and feel free to talk to me later. I believe we are moving on to the next video. We have lost connection here, so everyone actually can't see the screen now, but I do know that we are connected and it's all okay. The next video, do we know what that is, Rick?
Hang on. All you need to do. That's got a bit.
Sorry, technical difficulties here.
Maybe something down here because there are children sitting here.
Is it ever a good time unless you have tech difficulties? I don't think so. What's a good time to everyone? Well, how people would define a good time? Does it have tech difficulties in it?
I mean, I have to say, I did find that little strand of conversation about sex shops really interesting. Just because maybe there are more taboos in Uganda, or maybe are we taboo free here? Are we actually so liberated with our sex lives? Don't know.
Any comments? Thoughts? Comments? Well, we're just...
So I will make a relay, also like kind of a bridge to the next video. Yeah, I had an interview with an Ugandan podcaster, and she's part of the LGBTIQ plus community, and the video which you're going to see in a couple of minutes or seconds, I had to re-record it because she was not allowed to be seen or heard because it would have been too risky for her. So I guess...
What was the content that was too risky?
It's her speaking about the queer and LGBTIQ plus community. And yeah, so yesterday we had I was part of the transgender pride, so I think this is like something which is more open in the UK, but there might be also hidden taboos in the UK concerning that topic.
In Uganda and Kampala, is Pride, do you know what Pride is? I think that possibly came up in our conversations with us.
Anyone wants to respond to that?
When we say Pride, does that resonate in any way? Does that mean anything? So, anyone want to answer what Pride is?
Lucy, there is a thought from here.
There's definitely efforts of, people putting in or putting themselves at risk sometimes to be about, the gay pride, but it's not openly supported. But there's communities in small groups who still live out that expression and make an effort to find that freedom for themselves.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good comment. Margaret?
And I just wanted to say, because we are kind of touching on lots of subjects here, and whilst this is kind of happening up until 7 o'clock, from 7 o'clock onwards there's going to be live music, DJs, but also some more Talkaoke next door. So you can bring some of these subjects up then as well. But I think maybe whenever Rick is ready, we could queue up the next video. Rick is almost ready. Great. So the next one is going to be Timna's video. I believe.
Leave audio. Is anyone on audio? Yeah.
Some are actually sympathizing with lesbians. Some are actually creating GoFunds. They are joining the movement. It is about creating a safe space for people. Safe space for people. Yeah. For people. Yeah. So, how is the space for lesbians in Kampala? How is the space for lesbians in Kampala? How is the situation? How is the space for lesbians in Kampala? How is the space? How is the situation? How is the situation? Well, when you find a safe space, you can easily express yourself without any limitations. But when you're not in that safe space, then you've got to be cautious. You've got to pretend to be straight. You've got to pretend. You know, a heteronormative life. So that would mean that you have kind of a double life. Or am I understanding that in the wrong way? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. You've got to have a double life because you risk your job. Actually, you risk your whole life and family. Most time they just support the system. So you risk it. You risk your friends, your in-laws, you risk your whole community. And for us, when it comes to community, clans are important. We have clans. So you risk shaming your clanmates. You risk shaming your family. You have so much to lose. Definitely. Und wie ist das für dich? And for you personally? Wie lebst du dieses Doppelleben?
How do you live that double life?
I put it in small boxes. Yes, and I live my life in those boxes. And I have different parts of me that come out to play. Okay, ich bin mir nicht sicher, ob ich alles gehört habe, weil in dem, was ich verstanden habe, nimmst verschiedene Teile von dir raus, von deiner Persönlichkeit, und dann spielst du damit herum. Ist das, was du sagen wolltest? When I'm in a different space, when I'm in a different space, I'm really a different person. Yeah. Yeah. When I'm in a different space, I'm really a different person. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And how does your family deal with this whole situation?
Und wie geht deine Familie mit dieser ganzen Situation um? Oh, they don't know, so no.
How does your family deal with this whole situation?
Great, thank you very much.
Lucy, I hope you had the round of applause from Uganda.
I don't think we did hear that, but we had a round of applause here as well. Fabulous, that was Timna's video. Thank you so much for The Land I Do Not Know.
That was pretty abrupt stop to the applause, but you get it. I didn't have anything that I was going to carry on with, but it was a really brilliant video, so thank you for this, Timna. I mean, just because artists have spoken, do people have any kind of anything that kind of this video made you think of? Anything at all before we move on to the next beat? And this microphone stretches fast, so don't worry.
Thank you. I love the video, and at the beginning there is a glitch of the video that makes me think about, is there anything wrong with the video? But then I find that this is the way how it talks, and then I receive it, and the rhythm, the repeat, and the heartbeat makes me feel nervous and uncomfortable. But I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Fabulous, thank you. Any other thoughts, comments or responses?
It just made me feel the power and connection the body can do to create images and representations of our lives, and that came really very well across. And I sort of empathized and I connected with it, and I truly believe that the power of the body can express a lot about our lives, our cultures, and political situations that we're going through right now.
Goodness, thank you. Ooh. And in Kampala, are there any thoughts getting lined up? I will have a thought here.
Thank you for your video. It's lovely, and the music is also grateful. And I think I love your body movement when you talk about the space, and there is one script that you write about you are the different person in the different room, and I want to ask how, like, why you keep a black space in the video. How do you think about that? It's really great. I want to hear what you think about that.
So I will respond at first to the nervousness, and we'll come to a black space. The nervousness was more related to my own nervousness when I had this interview, because this was actually, I think, the first or second task which we had to do for the Talkaoke Skillslab to improve our interviewing skills, and which was great. And I had a blind interview, and so I didn't know whom I'm going to interview. And I was prepared, kind of oh, I'm going to interview someone from the LGBTIQ plus. No, I didn't know. But I wanted to bring that topic up to whomever I'm going to interview, and then I was kind of afraid, because I knew it might be risky to bring up that topic. And I think in the beginning I was kind of having this kind of superficial interview. And then actually my interviewee, she dropped this topic, and I got super nervous because I didn't know how to handle that. Yeah. And so coming back to the black empty space, the first black empty space from the interview is related to where she didn't, what is the first one? Yeah, where she says straight, where she has to have a double life, where she has to be straight. And I think what does being straight mean, and this heteronormative life? Of course, we have these definitions, but everyone else has another definition. So, yeah.
Thank you. Fabulous, thank you. Any thoughts in Kampala?
Thoughts around Timna's production, the dance? Any views, any thoughts? About the video that was played, the last one, the dance where she has all that movement.
Did you get the sound? Because I'm worried the sound might have been a bit too low to hear. So you may not have heard the sound.
We actually had the sound as well.
Okay,
so
good.
There is any view, but I think from my perspective, there was this echo which caused a sort of repetition of some of the words she was saying. And I kept wondering what's the meaning behind that, the echo, and why she has to keep repeating some of these words. So maybe Timna can respond to that in a bit.
So there is not only one homosexual woman in this world, there are a lot. And I think all of them should have the possibility to express their sexual identities and their sexual orientations without being harmed or at risk.
Thank you. Any other last questions from Kampala? Or here?
Just one over here.
So maybe I will talk about homosexuality and the LGBT. It is really puzzling that we are tackling this as something new, oftentimes when it comes up in conversations or something. But it's something that has always existed. Now, Uganda is a very religious country. And one of the challenges that we face when it comes to the LGBT is we have evangelists that are, sorry to use this word, that are white, that come to Uganda, they are given an audience, and they say homosexuality is bad. And Uganda being a religious country, it is quite easy for us to take this side. But then when we hear that, okay, the LGBT community also needs to be free, they need the freedom to express themselves the way they want. And then there is another person who came and says it is bad. It is quite hard for us to make a decision on such a topic. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
There's just one other thought from Uganda, from Kampala, and that's from Wabwire.
Hi, my name is Wabwire. No, I think I like the performance that I watched because it does say much about the freedom to express yourself. And in Uganda, it's very sad and unfortunate that actually certain freedoms and certain spaces are not actually safe for the LGBT community. And that comes right from our leaders to the religious sections in Uganda. And like my colleague said, like very many people here are still steeped in the ideas that are being fed to them by religion and the fact that they are, and also most of our leaders also are affiliated to these sections. So it's very hard to have a conversation of that nature, without fearing that we could probably be closed down even now, here where we are, because the government outrules it. That's not a conversation to have, So having a space like this where through, for instance, film, there's that kind of awareness that's being created really shows that there is something going forward. And of course, because I'm also part of the Ugandan community, at some point I was very, very homophobic, because growing up, I was told this is not the right way to do things and all that. But because I've been able to be in spaces where people are open enough, people express themselves freely, I've become more tolerant, more understanding, and more open, So I think it's about the learning and unlearning process. I'll be honest, we are very many people in Uganda who actually would say, I don't believe in this, but over time, it becomes natural that people become more understanding, more tolerant, more engaging, more wanting to have more inclusive spaces where everyone can be able to feel free in their sexuality. I just hope, based on what I've just said, maybe you can get a point. Thank you.
Thanks, Wabwiri. Sorry, everyone. I think this is a very interesting conversation. In the meantime, what you may have noticed is that Lucy crawled under the table and she's out of the picture. In this context, she may resurface very shortly, actually, though, because now this is, again, just another brilliant subject that we can carry on with Talkaokes later, and there will be some old, I don't mean age old, obviously they're all very young, really, in spirit, old, seasoned Talkaoke hosts, some new blood as well, so there will be lots going on next door, and maybe we want to talk about some of these subjects later on.
There is actually a Talkaoke already happening next door with our next generation of talk show hosts.
Are they, like, really tiny?
They're very small.
They're
Some
very
of them,
small,
and my
okay.
brother as well. Just trying to get them all to drink beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got Talkaoke going on next door.
But yeah.
If this one's getting a little bit too kind of,
Where's the heartbeat one?
Well, I was going to say a little bit too. Are we ready for the next performance on this side?
I'm just going to check with Rick and Laura upstairs. Rick and Laura, would we be ready for the game show without revealing the name? I think we are. So I'm just going to hand this mic over to Teddy and to Lucy, who are nonchalantly taking, they've got their mics, and they're nonchalantly just like strolling into position. People stretch your legs, move around, change the table if you want to. You don't have to sit here. Don't leave, obviously. But this is going to involve your participation. So I hope you're super excited. Handing it over to Teddy and Lucy whenever they're ready. Are they ready? Teddy and Lucy, are you ready? Are you ready?
Are we ready? Are you ready?
Teddy, are you ready?
Great. Hello, everybody. I was under the impression we had an audience in here. I said hello, everybody. One more time, because I was super quiet still. Hello, everybody. Hello, I'm Lucy.
Yeah, I'm Teddy.
I have an energetic presenting style. And he doesn't. And we are your hosts for today. We are playing
Okay, we're playing a Family Tree of Fortunes. This is a game show devised as a spin-off from the well-known Family Fortunes.
Great. And so we conducted, and Teddy conducted, and sent out with our collaborators surveys in Uganda, and we got answers. And so this is a game show on the basis of the surveys we conducted in Uganda. Now, everyone has colours. They got given colours when they came in. Hold up your colours. So either we're going to focus on either it'll be green or yellow. Great. Hold up if you're yellow. Hold up if you're green. Hold up if you're yellow. Great. Hold up if you're green. Those are your families for today. It's either going to be green or yellow.
Yeah, so green or yellow, and I think this is a good time to form those families. So,
I agree.
Yeah, up we get then. So you're going to have to get up.
Everybody!
So
If you want.
So
consent, as we've discussed, is key. So if you feel like participating and being part of the Family Tree of Fortunes games, so this is a game that we have been challenging cultural stereotypes. So everyone green on the left, everyone yellow on the right.
That's stage right and stage left. Don't forget that.
Green over this way.
Yeah.
Yellow over this way.
Okay.
Amazing. Get to know your family. Ask them if they've checked in with their mother recently. Call your mother.
Okay, so whilst you're forming your families, you need to also decide who's going to be the head of the family. So we need a head of the family as well.
So I'll see that later.
Great, so we've got yellow over here, green over here still. So as in the Family Fortunes game, you have a head of the family who will be the representative. When we give you questions, they will be the spokesperson and give your answer to the audience for you. So in order to familiarise yourselves, if you'd like to just have a little chat and work out who your head of the family is, we'll give you a little minute to discuss.
You've got cards. There you go. That means you're in yellow.
Have we got a head of the family over here? Head of the family? Head of the family. Big wave yellow t-shirt. Fabulous, thank you. Head of the family over here. Who's the head of the family? Oh, it's a bit of controversy. Classic families, eh? Great. Easily found a head of a family. Great. Who's the head of our family? Name is? Dele, head of our family. And over here, head of our family is? Ben. Good.
Okay, so the next thing is that we need to work out what the rules are. We are going to go through 4 questions. You will get the question delivered by myself, and then you will then confer amongst yourselves what the most popular answer you believe it was on the streets of Uganda. So we'll give you some time. Actually, we'll give you about 27 seconds to confer amongst yourselves, and then basically you need to write down the two most popular, or should we go one?
The most popular.
Oh, okay, let's do one. Let's do one popular answer that you think was the most popular answer in Uganda.
Fabulous. And so that 27 seconds is through the timer of how long our fire will burn. It has meaning to the Skills Labbers, who you should discuss with us later. So we're moving on. Right, naming ceremony. So we've got green team and yellow team. So,
yeah, I mean, hopefully you can actually just read that, and then I won't need the mic. But okay, so the green oaks are here, and then the yellow mangoes are there. I'm not even sure that you want a yellow mango. Is that a good mango to eat? Maybe it's the other way around. Okay, so that's your names of your teams. Let's go straight into the question. So the first question is, who do you trust the most? So confer amongst your family what you believe the most popular answer to be.
Can the head of the family be writing this on a piece of paper that they're going to bring this up, please? Hope you're getting your final answers. Awesome. I think this might be on a loop, actually. I think we'd think this is finished. Awesome. Great. Fabulous. Thank you, everyone. Right, can the head of the families please stand and come a little further in, a little closer. Big clap for all your hard thoughts. Amazing. Right. So if we do know Family Tree of Fortunes like I know Family Tree of Fortunes, we're going to now say, I'm going to ask you what your team discussed for your top final answer of who do you trust the most? Right, I'm going to start with Ben.
We said family.
Family. All right, interesting. I'm going to start with, and your name, I've completely forgot it. Dele. Dele.
And for us, we decided mums.
Mums, okay. Dele, mums, team, not Team Mango, Team Oak. Amazing. It's almost as if I don't know what I'm talking about. And Ben, it's?
Family.
Family, right. So our survey says... So top answer is mum. And then other answers that we had were God, myself, less dad, and actually someone said no one. Thank you very much. Please return to your seats.
Okay, so question number 2. Before we get that, actually that's not to question number 2, that's actually make sure that what we were telling you is the truth. So we might need to bump this up a little bit as things happen.
Person that you trust the most?
I think my mom.
My best friend, my mom.
A friend of mine called Joseph. My mom. Myself.
Could say my dad. Your dad.
So basically, you don't trust someone. You have no one you trust.
Myself. My mother. I was going to say God, but I don't think God qualifies as the answer here.
God qualifies as a person.
Okay, so there you go. I was telling the truth. And maybe they were as well. Okay, so question number 2 is what's your favored mode of transport? So the same thing. You can now confer.
Okay, I think 30 seconds are up. All right, please write down your answers on a piece of card. Your number 1 answer to your favorite transport. The clip is in fact on loop, so I'm just going to tell you time's up. All right. Okay, music over. Thank you. Great, amazing. All right, head to the family. Up we come. Yeah, fabulous. Stand here. Thank you. Right. Okay. How was that? How was that?
Well, after the mum one, which we thought was going to be mum, but we thought that's just too obvious. But so we went with the really obvious one of car.
Car. I thought that said family car. It's like a Volvo. Okay. No, car. Great. Thank you. How was that?
It was great. We decided on motorbikes.
Motorbikes.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Fabulous. Car and motorbikes. 4 wheels, 2 wheels. All right. Our survey says. Plane. Great. Amazing. So that was the most popular was plane, then Boda Boda, car, Uber, bus, boat. Great. What is a Boda Boda? We'll play the clip. Take a seat. Thank you very much. Round of applause.
What's your favorite mode of transport?
I think a comfortable car.
My favorite, the plane.
I think I love Boda Boda. Air, because it's faster.
I love Boda Boda. What is a Boda Boda again? It's a motorcycle.
I love traveling in a car. I'm traveling in a car more because it helps me think.
Okay, let me choose Boda.
Borders.
Yeah. A what?
A boat.
Man, I think it's going to be air, even if I've never moved by air.
Plane. Not that I've been on one.
Okay, was there a question about around here? And it was revealed. Yeah. Is someone keeping scores, by the way? Oh, great. Yeah, go on. So that's mangoes are on 2. 7 for the oaks. Okay, great. Let's go to the third one. Name a famous play.
Great. Get speaking. Background noise. Get playing. All right, if you want to get it written down on that piece of paper, you know what to do. Put pen to paper, a bit like the playwrights did. Be the playwright. All right. Oh, you can hear the crackle of the fire. Look at that. Authenticity at its best. Okay, head to the households. Come on up. Right, amazing. Okay. Yeah. Great, amazing. How was that for you?
Brilliant, baby.
Great. And your playwright?
Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare.
Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. And how was that for you?
Also Romeo and Juliet.
Wow.
Everyone wins.
We're all, well, don't speak too soon. Tiebreaker. Well, we haven't done our survey says, so no one could have said Romeo and Juliet. It's great that you guys agree. Well, no, top one. So, don't know, number 1. Next one is in fact Romeo and Juliet, so you did know actually that you got the points. Then, 12th Night, Macbeth, Giselle Patres of Banana, which I'm unfamiliar with. Great, thank you, back to your seats, round of applause for our heads of the family.
Does that affect the scores?
Does that affect the scores?
I don't think so. Just a couple more per yeah. Okay, so the final one is coming up in just a second. Did that earlier.
And name a famous play.
I just thought about an oven. I need one.
Romeo and Juliet. 12th night.
I have no famous play.
No? Okay. Macbeth.
I love Giselle.
Some more about plays, nah, that's not my section too much.
I forgot, man. What's the name?
30 Years of Banana.
30
That was
Years of Banana.
massive.
Yeah, by Alex Mukulu.
I'm not a play person.
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet.
Shakespeare.
Okay, there you go. That is the evidence. So the last one, name a popular takeaway meal.
Discuss in your families. Okay. Make sure you write it down. You know what to do. Write it down. What's the top answer of your favorite takeaway meal? And head to the family. Come on down. Woo! Amazing. Great. Fabulous. Okay. What was your top answer then? What was the discussion?
We said curry.
Curry. All right. What's your top answer?
Rolex.
Rolex. Favorite takeaway meal? Well, what is that?
It's some kind of burger, isn't it? Takeaway kind of burger, kind of wrap.
Burger? It's like a wrap?
Like a wrap, yeah.
Okay, I'm like wildly ignorant here. Okay, great. A takeaway burger wrap. Fabulous. Okay, so our survey says top one is chips and chicken. Second is burgers. Does that count as a Rolex? Then pizza, and then pillow rice and biryani. I think so. So scores on the doors. Well, thank you. Round of applause to our heads of the family. So scores. Oh, wait. You've got to know that we're telling the truth.
Name a popular takeaway meal.
Pizza.
Fries and chicken. Burgers.
Fries and chicken.
Rice. Right. Pilau. Yeah, pilau rice. Yeah. Okay.
Ours KFC. Chips and chicken.
I'd go with biryani. I like biryani.
KFC.
A burger.
Chips and chicken.
Chips. Chicken.
That's a rooster. All right, so that's scores on the doors from Kate. Is it the final? Is this it? Final. Sage nod there.
So the final scores are, with a whopping either 4 or 5, depending on whether you think biryani is a curry, we have the yellows. But I meant the mangoes. But the oaks have a ginormous 9. Woo!
Okay, cool. And then, so what we didn't do, so there's a lot more questions that we could have rolled out today, but we only got a small slot, so we couldn't necessarily roll this out even more. We would encourage any questions that you thought we should have asked on the Ugandan streets, if you write them down on your cards, and then you can come and post them onto... Are we posting them onto people? No, you can just bring them up here. It looks like there is not gonna... We're not gonna... Oh yeah, do. You can give them to anyone, but do write down what you think would have been a good question for us to answer, and that pretty much concludes things. So thank you for playing.
Let's have a round of applause for Family
Thank you for
Tree of
playing,
Fortune.
and the real winners here are you guys. Round of applause for yourselves. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to have to wrap up the Uganda session for this now, talking about a wrap. It's going to have to be a wrap for Uganda because it's
Rolex for Uganda.
It's getting late there, but I want to just go back one more time if we can. If you're still there, if you haven't fallen asleep yet in Uganda, are you still there? Kampala, come in for a final thoughts. Kampala, come in. It looks like we may have gone on too long. It's that fatal, that's the secret of comedy and game shows and everything else. Is timing, and I think we went on maybe a little bit too long, 7 minutes over the allotted time. So maybe it's time just to move on to the next stage. I will say as a final thought, and maybe we'll offer the opportunity for all the people that participated in this to have a final thought. But it's been a fantastic journey and only the beginning of. I'm just going to get rid of the cricket sound as well because I think we got the point, didn't we? Yeah, it's been a fantastic journey, and what you learn, this family fortunes things, we learned so much about Uganda from asking the wrong questions, which I thought was kind of interesting, like, what's your favourite pet? But they don't have pets in Uganda. And actually they consider pets to be a waste of food and resources. You learn so much, sometimes even by asking the wrong questions, that I'm going to end it there, but if anyone wants a final thought from the Uganda element of this, and then we're going to move on to 25 years of Talkaoke, the party.
I know Rick's got a video for it, but I just want to give a big round of applause to everybody who participated in Talkaoke Skillslab on both sides, UK and Uganda. That's number one. Thank you to the British Council for making it possible. Thank you to Rich Mix for having us, and to everybody who's been so amazing today with setting all of this up. The party is starting, so go and get a drink, go and participate in another Talkaoke in the other space, and come back in 10 minutes, and we'll be all good and ready, and get your dancing shoes on. And big thank you to Elam on the cameras, Rod on the cameras, Rick and Laura on the visuals, and Kieran for his very important part, which will be revealed later.
We're going to play a video now, and so if you just want to hit 2 on the A10 Mini, just in case anyone's watching out there. Thanks for those watching online as well. We're going to be wrapping this up, the party carries on. Let's play the video. My name's Mikey, this is Talkaoke. So if you want more Talkaoke, that's going to be next door. There's also other sorts of games. We've got our Operation Person that you can play. We've got our Segway props and costumes that you're very welcome to dress up in. We've got our podcasting booth in the corner with Evie. We have got T-shirts for sale. hiring a venue like Rich Smith's ain't cheap. And we've got beers. But here in the main space, we're going to move on with some music. We're going to have Silver Neon, fronted by Bina, who is our German and Portuguese speaking Talkaoke host based in Berlin. So that's where the music and laughter is going to be. And dancing, we hope, as well. So yeah, the night has only just begun. Thanks very much, everybody.